currently doing now?
So, Clever Communities in Action is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we instill a love in reading in children and teach critical life skills while fostering a sense of self love and self worth. And we have a barbershop based literacy program called Razor Sharp Readers.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a really dope program. We know that the barbershop is a cornerstone of the African American community. It's like a rites of passage, right? I'm
Absolutely.
sure you can think of some times as a young man, a young boy, when you went to the barbershop and some memories there. So
Absolutely.
we're working to close the literacy gap that exists among African American children. And what other way than to use and outlet a place that's already familiar, that's already steeped into our culture, right?
Okay.
So we have, now everybody knows me. I got to reach down here for a minute, y'all.
All right.
Get my little stash. So everybody knows me as the book lady. So one of the ways that we're working to, thank you, I appreciate it. I love a gentleman, is to ensure that our children are reading books in which they see themselves positively represented. So we have bookcases in our barbershop locations where they are just filled with these types of books that are interesting to our children, that affirm their existence, where they see themselves in this literature.
What's that one say?
This one is Swift Walker, A Journey Around the Oceans.
Okay.
So you have this little black boy, Swift Walker, who teaches about the oceans to the children. There's another one where he goes around space. So it's very empowering when you see yourself as the hero or the heroine in literature, right? A lot of times, this is Black Wall Street. We're at an HBCU. We understand the concept of being left out in history and spaces, but we make sure that our children are seeing themselves in literature, and that makes them more interested, and it empowers them in that way. So the barbershops have these bookcases in there. The children, they read while they're waiting for their cut. Then they get in the barber's chair. They read to their barber. The barber yells out a positive affirmation.
So the children are reading to the barber
as
they're getting their haircut.
As they're getting their haircut. And the barber is just bigging them up, And then the barber yells out an affirmation. We got a razor sharp reader. Everybody says, "Keep shining, young king." And then the child is able to, we're hearing all of that wonderful stuff, because it's just so, in these formative years, a strong love of reading, as well as hearing over and over and over again positive reinforcement from reading. Because you don't go to the barbershop once, right? You go to the barbershop regularly.
Right.
Okay, so this is a form of mentorship. This is a form of positive affirmation. This is pushing a love of reading, right? So the child is then able to pick a prize from the chest, from the Razor Sharp Reader's chest. Their name goes on the Razor Sharp Reader's chart. They get a star, and after a certain amount, they get a free cut. We do community events there. But one of the things that we have started recently and that we are really excited about is our author visits. So we just had New York Times best-selling author Derek Barnes, and this again is his book, Crown and Ode to the Fresh Cut, and it's our signature book for the Razor Sharp Readers program. So he came out and did a presentation that was very inspiring to the children. They had on their crowns and tiaras, and he talked about his journey as an author, as well as how this book came to be. And it was very inspiring to the children to be able to see an author who looked like them. And it was inspiring to the adults as well. So now we have our next author coming up, who is B.K. Fulton out of Richmond, Virginia. He is an entrepreneur, obviously an author, a filmmaker, a philanthropist, a lot of comments in front of this brother's name. And he is coming out on Monday, November the 18th, for his presentation at the barbershop. And that barbershop is Kinetic Cuts and Styles, located at 702 East Little Creek Road in Norfolk, Virginia. Kinetic Cuts and Styles, 702 East Little Creek Road, Norfolk, Virginia. And you see his series is Mr. Business. So you guys, in order to attend, because space is limited, seating is limited, you want, and people are registering, so you want to go on Eventbrite and you want to register. You can type in "Let's Get Down to Business," or you can put this on Facebook, "Let's Get Down to Business," and register your spot for however many children you are bringing.
Okay. One of the other things that was brought to our attention is that you initiated a book giveaway. So how's that going, and how can we participate in that?
So every year we do our annual youth book drive, and that is a part of our Read to Lead program. LEAD stands for Learn Everything About the Diaspora. To date, we have donated over 2,000 books to 18 Title I elementary schools in Hampton Roads and Flint, Michigan. So we do the fundraiser around February, March. If you follow our Facebook page, Clever Communities in Action, you can go to Instagram and it's CCIA_ORG. Also, our website is clevercommunities.org. So
Okay.
we're posting information all the time, letting everybody know when these things are coming up. But we always, as a nonprofit organization, community support. I think a lot of times people don't understand how nonprofits sustain themselves, right? So
Right.
there are multiple ways. It is grants, it is sponsorships, and it's individual gifts from donors. This is the same way if you see a large foundation like the United Way, the Salvation Army, things that we support sometimes without even thinking about it. Just give, support these causes. Well, we have these nonprofits that are focused on impacting our communities directly. So these same things, if you're interested in making contributions and helping us with this work, making sure that we're putting these books in front of and in the hands of our children, then you can go to clevercommunities.org/donate, and you can make a contribution there.
Okay, and you were recently recognized by Brenda Andrews in the New Journal and Guide publication, so we definitely want to congratulate you on that as well.
Thank you.
Can you reiterate next details of any other events that you have, and just how everyone, again, can get registered?
Sure. Well, again, a tremendous shout out to the New Journal and Guide. We love them and all that they're doing for our community. Our next event is, again, Let's Get Down to Business, our author visit with B.K. Fulton. That is November the 18th at 6:30 p.m. at Kinetic Cuts and Styles. It's going to be a wonderful presentation for our youth, promoting literacy and some wonderful life skills that our children need. You can go to Eventbrite and type in Let's Get Down to Business, or you can type that into Facebook to register your space. And also, if you want to make a contribution, then you can go to clevercommunities.org/donate, or just go to clevercommunities.org and you'll see that donate tab up there.
Okay.
And we appreciate the community support. The support from within is it is very near and dear to us to have the community that we serve pour back into what we're
Right.
doing for the community.
Okay. Well, thank you for all of your work in the Black community. Are you seeking any type of volunteers of any kind? And
Yes, we are. Yes, we
Okay.
are seeking volunteers. So same way, go to clevercommunities.org or our Facebook page. You can inquire there. And also we have, if you go to the Clever Communities in Action Facebook page, you guys will see that we are doing a book giveaway right now. You have the opportunity to win a book. We have a contest, a free children's book from one of our guest authors that we've had for Razor Sharp Readers. So go on there, check out the flyer. All you have to do is like the Clever Communities in Action Facebook page, drop a comment about what is your favorite African American children's book, and then share the flyer, and we're going to pick a winner once a week.
Okay. Good deal. And so you have your own book as well, don't you?
I do. Yes,
Talk
I
about your
do.
book before.
So my book is called Dear Black Man, I Need You.
Okay.
And it's a whole movement, the I Need You movement, reclaiming Black love and value. I have been working with our youth for a very long time. And, people ask me, is this a relationship book? It is whatever you need it to be. What it is letting letting Black men know from the voice of Black women that you guys are needed in our community. In order for our communities to thrive, the work that's being done with children, in homes, in the community,
Right.
etc., we need our brothers present. So, Dear Black Man, I Need You. And the movement is the I Need You movement, reclaiming Black love and value. We got to reframe how we look at each other. We got to reframe how we speak to each other, understand the value and the worth. If we're really about this community work, then this discord, we got to get on the same page.
Right. So what inspired you to even come up with that?
I was raised by my father.
Okay.
And by a single father. And again, doing this work with our youth for many, many years, sometimes I was able to see when the presence was not there. but when the presence is there, the effect that it has. Not minimizing the presence of black women. That is understood. We know that that is valuable. But sometimes I found, even when searching for mentors for our youth, that black men would sometimes feel like they weren't worthy. They didn't have what it takes to be a mentor, to step into these spaces and places and do this work that was needed. And it's like, it's not about what car you drive. I'm not checking your income level when I say that we need you. We need you at your best. So being able to relay that. And the weird thing was, or not weird, but the thing that I found a lot of times was men were saying they're not used to hearing that.
Right.
And I don't know that we're used to saying that to each other, period. And the I need you movement is black woman to black man to black woman, brother to brother, sister to sister, black adults to black youth. I Need You movement, reclaiming black love and value. The Dear Black Man I Need You book, you can find that on Amazon. And Dear Black Man I Need You by Starr Armstrong.
All right. Well, thank you, Starr, for coming on the show today.
You are very welcome, black man.
All right. Well, we will be in touch.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. All right. So we have a few announcements before we head back to